Today we are going to learn perpendicular lines for standard 4th, subject maths. We have already studied the types of lines, intersecting lines, parallel lines. Now today we are going to learn perpendicular lines. So be ready. Perpendicular lines. Definition: perpendicular lines are two lines that intersect to form a right angle. The symbol used for perpendicular line is four right angles are formed. In this figure, line M is perpendicular to line L. With symbol we denote M is perpendicular to line N. Perpendicular lines in real life. Perpendicular line means at right angle. A line meeting another at right angle or 90 degree is said to be a perpendicular to it. Perpendicular lines. As you can see, in the real life, we experience perpendicular lines. That is, window plane, four square, floor, tiles. This example all have a perpendicular lines that meets 90-degree angle. Perpendicular lines. Perpendicular lines are two lines that intersect to form a right angle. Segment the 90 degree, that is a right angle, is formed by intersecting of two lines. So it is perpendicular segment. Lines. We find a right angle which is formed by intersecting of two lines. So it is perpendicular line. Ray. We see the 90 degree is formed by the intersecting of two lines. So it is perpendicular ray. So these are the different perpendicular line segment, perpendicular lines and perpendicular ray, which we can see in the slide. Perpendicular lines. Perpendicular lines form 90 degree angle. There is an example of Queen Creek Road. As you can see, the perpendicular lines. Perpendicular lines on sea shore. We find or we experience the perpendicular lines meeting right angle. There are some examples given below. The umbrella, as you can see, the example of perpendicular lines is window. Next, floor tiles, traffic signal or a traffic sign, as you can see in the picture. Furniture, fans. These are the examples of perpendicular lines. Perpendicular lines. Perpendicular lines. This is a new material, so pay close attention. Perpendicular lines are the opposite of parallel lines. They are opposite of parallel lines. While parallel lines never cross, perpendicular lines cross and create a right angle at their intersection. The right angle is formed when the perpendicular line crosses to each other or intersects with each other. There are two types of perpendicular lines. Perpendicular lines. Perpendicular line means right angle, degree. Right angle means 90-degree. Angle is formed in perpendicular line. Not perpendicular, that is non-perpendicular lines does not form right angle and 90-degree. These are the two types of perpendicular lines. Parallel lines cut by a non-perpendicular transversal. The lines that are the same distance apart that are cut by a line that does not intersect at a right angle. For example, a staircase at an apartment complex is the man-made example. Branch from a bush form a natural example of this. Perpendicular lines. Perpendicular lines assignment. State whether the given pairs of a line are perpendicular. The first one, it is not a perpendicular because we do not find a 90-degree of the angle in which the two lines intersect. Second, it is also not perpendicular because the two lines intersect with each other without forming a right angle. Third, Third, in the third picture, we can see that the right angle is formed. So it is at perpendicular lines which intersects each other. Fourth, is not a perpendicular line. We do not see any intersection and a formation of right angle. Fifth, it's not a perpendicular. We cannot see a right angle formed. Sixth, it's not a perpendicular because we cannot see the formation of a right angle which is formed by the two intersecting lines. The following is an assignment of a question multiple choice. Identify each pair of line has parallel, perpendicular or intersecting. This is your assignment. So please note it down in your notebook. This is a small exercise. Parallel, perpendicular or intersecting lines. Classify the various pairs of lines are parallel, perpendicular and intersecting. This you have to do for your homework. Thank you. I hope you have understood the topic perpendicular lines.